So MadHive is an application layer that sits on top of a blockchain infrastructure. So what that really means, blockchain, for those of you who don't know, it's a distributed ledger technology. And MadHive is able to write impression level data onto a distributed ledger, allowing people to see transparent auction dynamics in a programmatic environment. They're able to potentially not pay as much for all different types of verification. So what we're really trying to do as an organization in general, MadHive is trying to take some of that economic value that's right now really centered in the middle of the supply chain amongst all of the intermediaries and move some of that economic value back out to the edges, to the industry stakeholders who are really the advertisers and the publishers. So GDPR is pretty interesting. As MadHive and also the blockchain digital consortium called AdLedger, both groups together are working on a solution for GDPR that helps to create an overall chain of custody. So the reason why I think it's more of an opt-out scenario is, with GDPR, you have this very specific right to access the information and right to be forgotten. So for those people who are interested in knowing what data you have on me and what are you planning to do with it, that's gathering information, and then the right to be forgotten is really an opt-out. And that's the most important and kind of I think it puts publishers especially, or data controllers, in an awkward position, because then they have to be able, in a murky supply chain, alert all of their third-party data partners and let them know that they need to drop a certain piece of data on a user that has asked to be forgotten. So something that blockchain does, and MadHive is releasing an open source platform and giving away for free, something blockchain does to manage the overall data chain of custody. They use cryptographic keys to lock and unlock data, and you digitally sign the fact that you handed a piece of data to someone else, and you write down their webhook address. And so when you're ready to delete a user's information, you can quickly call up the webhooks of all of the partners. If there comes a day where there needs to be a lot more control on the overall data portability in places like the EU, then blockchain lays a foundation and lays some of the pipes and the railways for the management of that data. So everyone could adopt a one single distributed ledger where data lives, and the management could then be audited and controlled by a European Commission, for instance. So it really does, GDPR is at one level, and then people are already talking about e-privacy and e-privacy's potential impact. So blockchain does lay a foundation in general for other regulations that could be coming. Also, blockchains use smart contracts, which are really like, insertion orders that are governed in code, and you can enter in any type of regulation and make campaigns truly global by entering it into a smart contract and having all of the rules and regulations around a campaign. They're all executed in code using smart contracts. So the most difficult part about blockchain is that there are a lot of misconceptions about blockchain in general, and they really think that the ad tech application is going to be very much like Bitcoin, which it's completely different. Bitcoin is not anything like the type of private blockchains that we're looking at using for ad tech. So that's a big point of contention and a lot of pushback around the use of blockchain. There's issues around latency, which we're working on every day. There's also the cold start problem of blockchain technology. The interesting thing about that conundrum is that the internet also had a cold start problem. So it doesn't mean it's not coming, and I really believe it'll be here in the next 5 years. We'll be trading data on a peer-to-peer network, and we'll be able to really see a lot more transparency in the overall supply chain than we ever could before.